much chance to film last night. Well, I ran out of memory on the other phone, so I'm using my wife's iPhone now. Got this battery box repaired. Not battery box, exhaust box. It's flexy piece of pipe here. It's welded a piece of sheet bent around there to fit the whack back on. The rest of the box wasn't too bad. I told him if it was easier just to do away with the box and just do it a straight pipe. No one does these. Can't get them. Not for a 175, 190. You can get them for the 155, the smaller wheelbase. Not for these. And there's waxers back on now. Need this tractor today. I finally got all 4 bolts in. It took a bit to get these 2 at the back here. I got these 2 in easy. And you'd think that the other 2 would not be far off. I got 2 in. These were about half a hole out on the other side. Whole thing needed to twist like that because this is welded instead of a flexi now. It's not the easiest of tasks, was only hanging on that one little stud on the top there, so this whole thing was, well, able to move like that, left and right, and like that a bit, so that's how much out it is. None of the bolts are tight. It's 5mm off. It'll take 5mm of twist. There you go, everything put back together ready. I'll go and get the machine. Just pick the low loader up now. Took me a little longer to get the exhaust put back on and check the tractor over. I haven't used the tractor for about 3 weeks. I've been making silage and that topping job and stuff. Stage 3 there. I rewired the trailer. I had it on the 8340 when I had done the wire. I didn't want it too long. So just a little bit too short. Sometimes if you go over a hump and going around the corner at the same time, like on a steep hill or something, will fall out, so I have the bungee cable wrapped around it. The locking tuck's going one after the other now, so at least they've gone. Need another 10 minutes, it'd be in my way. Might be in their way, whatever. It would be quite nice to have hydraulic ramps on it, but not bad any. Good like that. I know that board there is about 2 inches on the inside of the track. I know that one's about 3 inches, but that one's 3 and that one's 1. It's close enough. Too much. Some chains on and be away. The camera's not focusing very well. Always have a can of this stuff with the low loader to put on the chains and stuff. It's a lot easier to wind up than twisting the chains. They're tied down like that now. Not much of anyway. old car here. Glad the air conditioning's decided to work in this tractor today. It's got a funny connection up in the switch there. Just tap the roof, it comes on. Yeah, the tractor's doing the same as well. Both TMs with the same switch problem. Never had the 83 did I? Oh, to get it off there, the trailer's very wet ground. I've done a lot of drainage work here, and I put the heaver over it with the subsoiler down and gather some rocks and boulders and stuff now, and then we'll put the disc over it then to finish off. Go back to get the dump trailer. Bringing the chieftain trailer home with me so she's not in the way in the field. Give yourself some more stickles than you need, I suppose. C hooked up now. Remember to get the fuel jars out of the bloody thing. There's the camera to see what anyway. Don't drop the stones from 20 foot up. I didn't want to bring the 3CX to do this job really, because on a place like this when you got heavy clay and it's very wet on the surface, you don't want to be compacting it down after putting the subsoiler through. Especially before the new seedlings get a chance to root down. Once they've had a chance to root down a bit, they'll keep the soil loose. Or looser than as if you were driving over it without it getting the foundation. Right, so we filled in here quite a lot. We had about 300 tons of soil at the top now. We're building the house. Do the screener first, get all the stones out. Got about 60 tons of drainage stone out of the soil. See some sulphur in there. Stone for the drains. Got some nice clean soil. Oh, it's pretty much it. A few stones clear there. Dump trailer out the field for now. Back on the side of the road here, so it's not in the way of anything. She bent a pin. It's a bit of a weak design in these really. They flex left and right. When you've got more pressure then when it flexes left or right, one ram has more pressure than the other, and the opposite one pushes against the other one. Pressure pushing in on the right hand one will push the left hand one out, and it makes the twisting worse. Very poor design, really. Yeah, tell them I wasn't happy with the design, but what can you do? I'm just an idiot farmer. Contractor. What do you know, person? Weight block's heavy enough, but not quite heavy enough. So it's not heavy enough. She's a heavy girl, she is. I'll put a boulder on the weight block. Got better steering in reverse. Not much better. Like a rock on the thing. 300 kg piece of granite here. Put it on. Not going in a minute. This is where these dust numbers are sitting. Oh, the old rock seems to have done the trick. She doesn't tip back now even when I tap the brakes. Oh. Every little helps or something. I haven't got enough spools, so I'll have to unhitch disconnect the pipe that lifts the subsoiler up and down, and connect it to the disc. Might be better later. Thought I had the subsoiler all the way up, I didn't. So we're about 500 kilos short of where we need to be on the front there now to use the thing effectively. Bit of a waste of my time turning around like that. Straight line past that tree there. The pipes and put the disc a little bit lower as well, so I got more control on the disc. There we go, look at the better like that now. She's discing well. I'm very happy with the disc. I'm not so happy with the subsoiling part of it. There's nothing wrong with the quality of subsoiling, it's the design of the subsoiler itself I'm not happy with. Pile of roots and stuff that got caught in the disc last time. I'll change it to the other view. A slightly more interesting view. is looking nice. You don't think that this tractor had nearly 10,000 hours on it? Radiator pipes and stuff like that I've changed most. Gaskets on the side. Most of you New Holland people will know, or Power Star people will know about the water gasket in the inlet manifold. Bit of a stupid idea. I don't know if any of them ever leak into the inlet manifold and break a push rod or whatever it must do. It's a possibility. None of mine have done it. The AT340 blew that gasket as well, and this one was leaking when I got it. The guy who had it before must have packed the radiator full of the stuff to stop radiators leaking, and had heaps of grey stuff running out, I think. Had a blown radiator as well, I found. Had heaps of holes in it. And hoses and stuff like that. Changed all of them and put new pulleys and everything on the front, and she's been pretty reliable. If you get one of these ever, you need to go any New Holland, any tractor really. You need to go through all the plugs, the quick connections and all of them. Clean them out with some electrical cleaner and let them dry out and clean them off again as well. I like to put that silicone spray on the connectors there. It seems to, for some reason, even though silicone's insulating, it seems to help with the connections. I find these radios don't work sometimes. It wasn't that on it, they work. But WD-40 or whatever similar stuff on, they don't seem to help much with connections, but those silicone sprays, connections seem to work better. And she stopped running as well. She wouldn't start, or she wouldn't go off or something, or she wasn't getting fuel. But the guy who had it before me must have had the same problem, and they'd hot wired the ignition switch to the on and the injector pump. So there's an on and an off pin on it, I think. She would not start. I did away with everything they'd done and rewired it back to how it was supposed to be. And then I looked for the actual problem. And there's a multi-pin plug in there, and that thing wasn't connecting. There's one for the lift pump, and the one for the lift pump had pushed the wire out, and the lift pump wasn't coming on. So it's like a bit of a coincidence with the tractor was starving for fuel when I was trying to get it to run. So she was trying to run with the lift pump not running, and then I fixed that and she still wouldn't start. I couldn't understand what was wrong with it, and I kept going around the wiring and checked all the relays and stuff, and there's a heavy yellow wire there that goes to a relay, to the, I can't remember which relay, for the engine stop start one, must be. And just cleaned the pins and that and pushed the pin in more into the plug. Tractor's been fine ever since. She had a problem with the link arms as well. The arms they dropped down fast, and then she'd struggle to lift up, and she'd stop, and she wouldn't get to the top of a lift, and then she'd drop and lift up again. But that was very simple. It was similar to the problem I had with the 8340. It was the lift potentiometer. It wasn't the potentiometer itself, it was just the connection in the plug. Okay, that a bit of a clean while I was in the field, and she's been fine since then. Doing a slightly lighter pass with the disc now. The old water temperature's climbing a little bit there. I've put it on hot, put the heater on to blow, and I'm getting cold air, so she's low on water. Found what the problem was. My new radiator's got a pin in the tank. Stuck behind the bloody extractor again. Well, the field's looking a whole lot better this morning. Let's go over this one more time now. Stone forward. On to the next place. There's some bolters in here and stuff. Can't see. I'll go get the excavator and gather what stones I can see anyway. Got the chains on, one on each corner.